Ahoy everyone, it's Jeff, aka God the Scummer. I am going very old school tonight with my video of sitting in outside a pub recording a video whilst I'm having a pint, which is pretty much what I did for the first couple of years or so that I was on YouTube. Now, I have to say right off the bat that I am recording this and am not certain at this point whether I'm actually going to put this out as a video. And I guess the reason is I'm doing this is I am recording this because there's maybe things I need to say out loud right now about what's going on with me and my beliefs. That maybe I need to articulate this out loud, and I haven't necessarily decided whether I'm putting this out as a video or not. Knowing me, I probably will. Now, the whole thing is around my beliefs as they are now, and I feel I need to give a bit of my I'm sorry here, I'm going to go a bit deep, okay, and I know I'm struggling a bit to articulate here. I'm going to go a little bit into my time on YouTube a little bit and try to explain where the position I'm at right now. I started YouTubing in May 2017, and it was more, and I did what I'm doing now, just recorded stuff on my phone and uploaded it. I have to say, honestly, my first year on YouTube is stuff that I'm not even a big fan of. I don't like most of what I did because I did a lot of like YouTube drama shit and commentary on Atheism and stuff like that, which hundreds of other people are doing. But I should also point out that I I identified as a pagan at that time, and I started YouTube because I'd gone through a breakup which was quite painful to me. I will say the myself and my ex are on very good terms right now and very friendly, and all of that is water under the bridge. But during that first year or so that I was on there, I went through a bit of a change that I felt I didn't no longer identified with paganism, and I started to identify more with atheism. And it was mainly that I did not feel any God's claims held truck with me, and I came to that conclusion. Now, I guess a lot of it was I came across, like you do when you dive into YouTube and you start looking through a lot of this stuff. Some of my first points of contact would be things like the atheist experience, and so on. Seth Andrews, Aaron Ra, just other people and that, just I'll give a name off the bat. That, and I, kind of almost thank them in a certain way to this day for almost helping me on this journey, even if I have disagreements with some of those people right now. And the big thing I used to hear a lot of the time was that, hey, atheism is just the lack of belief in a god or any of God's claims. You just lack a belief. And that made a lot of sense to me at the time. I didn't feel the evidence, pointed to the existence of any deity or God claim that I was aware of. And I very much adopted that whole thing that atheism is merely the lack of belief in gods, okay? Recently, over the past few months, my thoughts about this have been... I'm going to say, okay, I need to say this properly. My thoughts about... my thoughts on how I view the existence of a God have changed a little bit more from lacking a belief to outright believing there are no gods. However, which I'll get into in a bit on that. But I heard that, I ran with that. It made sense to me, and I put out a video. I think it was called something as "What is an atheist and why am I an atheist?" And I very much said that kind of line of atheism is merely the lack of belief in gods. That is it. And I think I might have said something about agnosticism as just being referring to knowledge of gods, and at the time, things have come a long way right now, and I think recent events have compelled me to say this stuff out loud a little bit and try and articulate this in the best way I can, and why I'm having some issues right now with my own belief. That as time has gone on, I have more and more swung towards the belief that there are no gods. That it's not just that I don't just lack a belief, that I openly do not think there are that a god can exist. I feel I should point out at this point that the one thing I'm not trying to do here is start yet another argument over definitions of, say, more conventional philosophical definitions with the quote-unquote lack theist definitions. I'm not trying to necessarily get into that argument. I feel, listen, if you identify yourself as an atheist, define that whichever way you please. So I'm not prescribing anything here, and I want to be really fucking clear about that. I guess I'm saying this out loud because feel like I've come to a little bit of a crossroads where I'm having trouble. And that is that I have swung more and more and more towards the belief, the outright belief that there are no gods. And however, my problem, I guess, at the moment is that I don't feel I can articulate or justify that belief, and I don't know that that belief I'm holding is rational. And this is kind of where I am at the moment. Now, I am not a big philosophy guy. I am starting to dive into it. I've recently got a book from Graham Oppy, which I'm planning on reading. I'm trying to get a bit of a philosophical grounding for the way I feel. And I am happy to admit right now, more than happy to admit, that my position as is now is a position that is a more or less a gut feeling that I don't, and it's a belief position, and that I don't necessarily know that I have a rational justification for that belief. That's kind of where I am right now, and I'm just feeling the need to say this out loud right now. I am probably going to attempt to get my head around some of the philosophical arguments a bit more. But once again, I'm not recording this because I want to get into this whole argument about definitions of what is the definition of atheism. I feel there's too much of that. I'm more interested in what are the logical outcomes of any such argument right now. And it is stuff I'm trying to get my head around because I am not versed in philosophy. I'm trying to learn. But I admit I'm a great philosopher in the sense that Socrates was, of admitting that I know nothing. That's about it with me right now on that subject. I guess I just felt I needed to. This is a bit personal to me. I felt like I needed to get on here and say some stuff out loud that I've been bottling up for a long time now, and I'm not necessarily sure I'm putting this out. I may do. I think I may do. And if I do, give me thoughts and feedback. But once again, I'm not getting into arguments around definitions. Use whatever definition you feel comfortable with, that works for you. I'm not prescribing shit, and I want to be real fucking clear on that point. Really fucking clear. Okay, sorry. I just feel like I needed to come on, record this and say something. This may go up on YouTube, this may not. If it does, this is Jeff, aka God the Scummer. Salute.